Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond 50 Skin. My name is Cindy. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So happy to have you. I want to take a few minutes today to say how happy I am to have you as part of our skincare and a little bit of makeup health and happiness community. I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and followers over on Instagram. I don't take any of you for granted. There's a human behind each and every one of those clicks to subscribe or clicks to follow. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes and just say thanks. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I know in this day and age, just a click or a follow can just mean like the tap of a button. But I just wanted to let you know that doesn't really mean that to me. I really appreciate you and I really thank you for being here and checking out my videos and subscribing and liking and commenting. The communication that we have through this channel and the community that we're building is very special to me, and I just wanted to let you know that. So without getting too much, without getting too much more mushy, I just wanted to say once again, thank you and I appreciate you. So before we jump right into it, let me just give you the topic for today. Today we are going to take a trip through my empties. It's been about 4 months since I've done an empties video and I have quite a bit to get through, and I think you're going to enjoy this. So let's jump right into it. So I'm just going to go through my empties at random. I have 2 serums that I kind of want to show you, the kind of back to back, and compare them for you because I think you'll be really interested in those two. But generally, I'm just going to go through whatever comes up at the top of the basket. First is the Ordinary's niacinamide and zinc formula. The niacinamide is 10%, zinc is 1%. Anyway, percentages don't matter, but the formula does. And I was going through a lot of blemish prone skin after some treatment, sometimes after either microneedling or some fractional laser or any kind of like treatment that you have done in office, or if you just are having hormonal breakouts. I really found this helpful for reducing the redness in my skin. Of course, the niacinamide calms, reduces redness, is really great. And the zinc kind of helps, is somewhat antibacterial and clears up some of that blemishes, kind of cleans out the pores. So I really appreciated this formula when I was having some acne breakouts and hormonal breakouts. So this was terrific for that. I went through the whole thing and it really helped calm down that redness. Next up is a body product. Now in the winter, I was doing a lot of exfoliating, and I'll show you my exfoliating product. Maybe I'll bring that up next actually. I was doing some exfoliating with the Murad. The AHA BHA exfoliating cleanser is really supposed to be for a facial cleanser, but I have used this all winter long and into the summer months, late spring, early summer, to get my legs exfoliated. And I also did some body exfoliation with it. This works wonders, and it lasted forever. It almost lasted, I would say, 2.5 months. It was really worth its weight in price. So it is definitely a facial cleanser, marketed as facial cleanser, but it duos as a body exfoliating cleanser. It was really good. Now it's not going to, I think if you had like acne or like some, some acne situations, it's probably not quite strong enough. The lactic in this was hydrating. The jojoba beads were hydrating. I really got a lot of benefit. Just my skin was less crepey using this, and I really enjoyed it. And back to how I used that with the Neutrogena oil. If my skin was a little bit sort of on the edge, I always topped this off with the Eucerin Roughness Relief, which has a little bit of urea, slightly exfoliating, and ceramides, which was super hydrating. And then I topped it off with a body oil. I find that if I use these 3 ingredients or these 3 products, I can basically eliminate my crepey skin. I also will sometimes layer I don't have it right now, because the Hydro Boost, the Neutrogena fragrance-free Hydro Boost with this instead of an oil when I don't really need something occlusive on top. But the Neutrogena body oil, this is the fragrance-free, especially if your skin of your legs or arms or any part of your body is slightly irritated. This is great. I really enjoyed it if you just need a little bit of something extra to occlude your moisturizers, especially right before you go to bed. So I really like this. It soaked in really well, and I didn't have a problem with it being too greasy. So that is my body oil, and this roughness relief was fantastic paired with this. As I just said, these were a great combo, and often I would put the Neutrogena Hydro Boost as a layer in between these two, just to give myself a little bit of extra hydration. This got me through the late spring, early summer, and my legs have not had that crepiness. If I do this routine and then remember to do a moisturizer in the morning, I have not had the issue with the crepey legs, and they look a lot better than they did. I'm also really excited to try. Claudia Glue is recommending a body exfoliating treatment, and I think she's having a special on it. So my next purchase, I was going to repurchase this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase her body exfoliating peel. I'm really interested to see if that even gives me a more glowy, hydrated look to my scaly type legs for my summer body glow look. So I will link her video down below and the information down below on how you can get a hold of the body peel that she did, and you can watch her video. Very interesting, and she got some really nice results, so I'm hoping to do the same. On that same note, the Dr. Dennis Gross Exfoliating Body Treatment. This is an AHA, BHA treatment, really powerful because it has both glycolic, lactic, salicylic, and oh, and then it has squalane and glycerin sort of as to buffer it. But this, I didn't find this actually did a whole lot. There's 2 treatments in the box, and I used them both, I think, a week apart. And I didn't find that they were that powerful. So that's why I'm really excited to see what, I think it's called the BioPeel. It's a biophase glycolic, or TCA. It's TCA peel that Claudia did. And I'm really excited to see if that would give me a boost, because this really didn't. I think this probably isn't worth your money. I didn't get any more benefit than just using this on a regular basis. So I wouldn't bother with that personally. I don't know if you guys have tried the body peel, the Dennis Gross Alpha Beta exfoliating body peel. Let me know. Tell me if you had a different experience. I'd love to know. Okay, on to a couple serums I tried. Let's see if I can get them both out here. All right, so the Bliss, it's a renewal serum, a night renewal serum. I think I've worn off part of the label, but it's glycolic and then the polyhydroxic acids. Polyhydroxic acids are great for any skin type. Glycolic, you have to be a little bit careful. It's a very small molecule. It gets right deep down into the skin. It penetrates into the epidermal and the dermal layer of the skin, and it really is a nice smoothing and exfoliating acid. So, but you do have to be a little bit careful with it. Now, this was my very first experience using any glycolic product. I had always been terrified of glycolic. I just thought my skin was too sensitive and it couldn't tolerate it. I started this out once a week just to get some renewal and some brightness, and it really did the trick. I really like this product. It has antioxidants. The glycolic, of course, is really high up on the ingredient deck. It also has licorice root, which I really enjoyed, aloe leaf, and squalane. And I believe it has some sunflower oil as well, and glycerin, of course. So there are lots of nice emollients and humectants in here along with the glycolic to make it sort of very tolerable for an overnight treatment. Another way you could use this is just as a masking treatment, like if you need to kind of work your way up to glycolic acid and you've never tried it. It does tingle a little bit when you first start. And I actually did do it that way when I very first started. Put it on, leave it on for maybe like a half an hour, and then just rinse it off, do my moisturizer, head to bed. But I worked my way up to being able to leave this on overnight, and it is really smoothing and renewing and brightening. I was really impressed with this, and you can just pick this up at Target. It's very easy to find. I've seen it on Amazon and Target. And as always, I'll link all the products below so they're easy for you to find. If you've never tried an alpha hydroxy acid before, glycolic acid may not be your best first choice. It's got a very small molecular structure and penetrates deep into the skin. If you're new to AHAs or you have a deeper skin tone, this might be slightly irritating. So I recommend you start off with an AHA derived from fruit enzymes. The one I'm currently using that's extremely gentle is the Dermatology Pumpkin Enzyme Mask. I really like this product for gentle exfoliation, and it's also brightening and clarifying. It's got kaolin clay, which deeply cleans pores and impurities, and is very gently exfoliating. Another enzyme mask you might want to try, I haven't tried it myself, is the Herbivore Papaya and Pumpkin Enzyme Mask. It gets great reviews, and it would also be very gently and lightly exfoliating. The other renewing serum that I use, and I wasn't as impressed, I know a lot of people are really loving the U Beauty, and I did at first but I kind of ran into trouble with it. You're going to think I'm crazy, but it does have some similar ingredients to the Bliss. The glycolic in this is a little bit lower down on the ingredient deck. And this base is water and this base is aloe. And so that makes this very hydrating. It has retinol palmitate in it, which might be attractive to some. Retinol palmitate is a retinol ester, but I really find, for me personally, because I use Tretinoin, retinol palmitate doesn't have a lot of studies behind it. It's one of the weakest types of retinol, and I kind of really just don't even count it when it's in an ingredient deck anymore. There's just not enough evidence to show that it does anything. And I, for how pricey this is, I bought the little tiny weeny one just to kind of see if I liked it because I'd heard some good things about it. Now, when I first started using it, I used it standalone. I didn't put any type of makeup over it or any of my physical sunscreens. But once I started putting makeup and physical sunscreens over this really pilled. I can't get it to settle down. So maybe you guys are having a different experience or can give me some tips on how to use this if you're enjoying it. But for the price difference, I was actually getting a better result from this night serum than the U Beauty night serum. And I hate to say that, but the price, I just want to be really honest with you guys. I mean, for the price difference, I got way more bang for my buck than I did with this one. And the U Beauty has witch hazel leaf extract, which is not as sort of irritating and astringent as witch hazel in and of itself. So don't worry about the witch hazel leaf extract. I wouldn't, if you see that on there, I wouldn't be worried about any irritation from that. I did not get any irritation from this product at all. It was very gentle. So be that as it may. So those are my two serums that I had. Oh, of course, we have to do the sunscreens. Oh my gosh. Sunscreen. I have tons of sunscreens. I'm going to start out with one of my favorite finds for sunscreen. And if you watch my sunscreen video, you already know. It's the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench. It's a gel formulation. It is fantastic. It's so moisturizing. SPF 45. Hyaluronic acid is plumping, so maybe you want to throw some moisturizer on it. I didn't have any problems with it being non-moisturizing, even though it was in a gel formula. I really loved it. It is a chemical sunscreen, but it was fantastic. I think it's a little bit underrated, but if you're looking for a gel formulation that's really hydrating, not going to irritate your acne, I think you could do really well with the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench SPF 45. Really like that. And of course, you know, I went through 3 of my EV Technologies sunscreen. It's a sunscreen mousse. Let's see if there's even anything in this to show you. There's nothing. Let's see. I think there's nothing. No. We go through a lot of this in my family. Where's the third one? We go through a lot of this. And I think these were just, oh, here we go. These were just mine. The dregs are in there. It's a sunscreen mousse. It goes down into kind of a lotion formulation. I know I've showed this a million times, but I'm not going to stop showing it because I absolutely love it. It's a fun formulation. I've gotten family members that were not really into sunscreen into using this because it's kind of a unique formulation. It's not easy to get. I have the link down below for Ifsogo, and you can get it from Cult Beauty in the UK. But Ifsogo, there is a minimum order, but every additional order or every additional item you put on there, the price goes down. Yeah, so you get like a little discount for everyone you add on, but there is a minimum order to some countries. So I just wanted to share this with you again. I love it. EV Technology. It has all the advanced UVA filters, which is really important to me after doing some after doing some medical aesthetic procedures on my skin and really trying to take really good care of my skin. The last thing I want to do is have sun damage or UVA damage. And I love it. So that's that. So of course I love it. I went through 3 bottles of it. Let's go through some moisturizers. Okay, so here is Kate Somerville. This is her Peptide Kate Power Cream. There is nothing wrong with this formula. I just didn't like the scent. The texture is beautiful. It has lots of peptides. It was really hydrating. I really liked it. There was definitely nothing wrong with it. I just did not like the scent. So be that as it may. And I don't think for the price, I think the Dermatology Peptide Night Cream is just as good. This might be a little bit more silky and smooth on the skin, whereas that's maybe a little bit more of a watery, like not watery, I don't know what I'm saying, a little creamier whipped texture. And this is more of sort of a soft, silky texture. That's what I'm trying to say. And of course, good old CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion. Couldn't go too far in life without this. The basics, you can't go wrong with the basics. Oh, back to peptides. So the Kate Somerville has lots of great peptides, but I really want to talk about this product. Once again, just got a small, kind of a pro sample size of it. It's the Peter Thomas Roth Peptide Serum with 21 peptides. If you want to try peptides, this is your baby. It has 21 peptides. It has some of the smaller peptides that really penetrate into the skin. I'm going to try and pronounce one because it's similar to the small peptides that they're talking about, like the arginine and the lufazole. They talk about the peptides, Botox in a jar. So this has dipeptide, diamino, butyrol, benzolamide, diacetate. I think I got that right. But anyway, it's one of the tiny little peptides that they're calling this whole Botox in a jar. Peptides just are hydrating and they're firming. They are a great way to kind of get a really nice look to your skin, a little bit of bounce to your skin, and really a lot of hydration. I really like this product. I'm going to buy it again in a larger size, especially for this winter. I thought this was great. Alrighty, what's next? Oh, another sunscreen. Okay, this is Ultra Sun. I don't think I've shared this with you before because I really just wasn't that impressed. It has all the advanced filters. I think it's made in Switzerland. I could be wrong. But anyway, it is one of European sunscreens. It has tons of advanced filters, but this is a bear to rub into the skin. It doesn't sit well under makeup. It leaves a terrible white cast. It tends to pill. I know they've been working on some new formulations, so I'm really excited to kind of try the next generation of Ultra Sun because it really is a great company. I listened to a whole podcast about them, and I'm really impressed with the company, but I bought two of their sunscreens. This one is the moisturizing anti-aging one, and I also bought the anti-pigmentation one just to see if there was any difference. There are slight differentiations in the formulas, and it's not that I didn't like the protection that they provided, but the cosmetic elegance wasn't there, and I would not repeat until I see a few more reviews on those because they were just so hard to work with. All right, what else do we have in here? Oh my gosh, another sunscreen. Peter Thomas Roth. I don't have to tell you about this. I think I talk about it in every single video. Really moisturizing, light tint, little on the warm side. I tend toward a little on the neutral side, so it's a little warm for me, but it definitely is elegant around the eyes. I love it. It's usually my first step around my eyes. If I'm just wearing even a chemical sunscreen, this is what goes around my eyes. And then sometimes I'll just do 3 layers of this, especially in the winter because it's so dewy and hydrating. I was talking to one of my subscribers and she was asking me about the Peter Thomas Roth versus the Universal Tint, the Dermatology Universal Tint, and the new Physical. This is dewier than all three, or all those two, either of those two. She was kind of looking for a matte sunscreen, and I kind of steered her away from all 3 of those. Of the 3, the original, the Universal Tinted, is the most, or the least dewy, I guess is the best way to put it. But in our discussion, what I did is I went through and did kind of a little research for her on a matte sunscreen that she might like. And I will link that list that I gave her down below. If you're looking for a matte sunscreen, I did some research and I will list that link below and you can kind of have a rummage through that. Okay, what do we have next? Squalane cleanser. I cannot believe there are not more cleansers in here. I just did that cleanser video and like the only one I actually got through, I guess because I'm in the middle of so many, is the Ordinary Squalane Cleanser. And I wish I'd had enough in this bottle to put this in the single cleanse challenge because I never do a single cleanse, but I'm this, and then I also want to try the Good Molecules cleansing balm. I have heard that you can actually do a single cleanse with those two. So I'm going to be grabbing one of these, the Squalane Cleansers, the Ordinary Squalane Cleanser, and the Good Molecules balm, and I'm going to be challenging those to a single cleanse. I'd love to get to a single cleanse. I don't hate double cleansing, but I mean, the less I have to irritate my skin in the evening, which is already irritated from the day. Typically, I have very irritant prone skin, a little less so as I've gotten a little bit older, but it just seems to always have some sort of breakout or be reactive to some ingredient that I'm trying. So getting down to a single cleanse, I wouldn't mind. Okay, hair care. This is actually the only hair care product I have in here. My Rogaine minoxidil. I have used this for, I think, we were thinking about it the other day because my husband also uses it. I had a serious hair loss shed, and I was getting like just stringy, thin, balding patches when I was about 47. And I went to a hair specialist, and she's like, get the men's formula, use it twice a day. And I have to say, don't have a bushy head of hair. I never have. everyone says I was like bald until I was 3. I don't grow tons of hair. I grow just fine baby straight hair. But this is, in my opinion, I've used it consistently over the last, I think we said 10 years. And I have had some periods where I was a little bit lame about it, but twice a day. And I have been able, what I can say is I've been able to maintain my hair density. I also use the laser cap, the very original one that came out. I was desperate at the time, and those were the 2 things that were suggested. And I will do another video about that if you're interested. My channel really isn't about hair care, but I'm happy to do a video on my hair care. So, but Rogaine I trust, and I've used for years, and also the low level light laser cap that I have. So, all right, a foot cream. Yes, I am a Dermatonics convert. I use this and then the Weleda Skin Food on my feet. Winter, summer, year round. This has urea. It's gently exfoliating. I love it. I put it under my socks at night, and I almost really don't need a pedicure. I swear this is like amazing stuff. It is not cheap though. That's the only thing. I wish they made a tub twice as big and kept the same price. Not cheap. Oh, and of course the Tretinoin. This is a Tretinoin gel that I've been using. I actually find the gel a little bit more hydrating than the cream and a little less irritating than the cream. And I use 0.05% consistently for, I don't know, about 2.5 years now. And of course, last but not least, my Bimatoprost eyelash solution. I have used the Revitalash solution. I like that too. It doesn't give me quite the density, but it's also very nice. This is a prescription formula. If you're interested in getting that sort of online, there's a company called Hello Rory. I have not used them before because my just my general practitioner prescribes my Bimatoprost for me, and I've had really good luck with it. Some people just don't have good luck with Bimatoprost, or they don't want to undertake the risks of the discoloration to the iris. I have heard that that's actually extremely minimal risk to practically no risk to those who really worry about it. So your risk I just want to let you know, as always, I respect your risk assessment. And but for me, it's been great. I have the longest, densest lashes I've ever had. And I think I've been using this since 2016, 2017. I really like it. There is a little bit of irritation. There was an adjustment period, definitely. And I did have some irritation, but if you have that, then go to one of the lash conditioners like Revitalash. They're wonderful products. People get really nice results from them. And yeah, so that seems to have wrapped up my empties video. The bucket is empty. So thanks for hanging in with me through all my empties. I hope you have a wonderful day. I enjoyed having you trip through my trash, as they say. And I hope you got a couple of tips and ideas on some new skincare products for you. And if you want me to do another empties video in about 4 more months, let me know. I certainly enjoy doing them. They give me a chance to kind of think about and review the products that I'm using and kind of take sort of a critical thinking look at what I'll be repurchasing and not repurchasing. So it's always a good time for me to sort of reflect on the skincare that I'm purchasing and buying and what I might want to purchase next. So thanks everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.